Last time on the Great Ace Attorney 2.
Anybody can wear a wig, but only a few people can pull it off. So the person that these witnesses saw entering the building could have easily been someone else entirely wearing the red hairpiece.
I say, I could do with a new hairpiece. Could I try that on, please? Just the judge is there with the red wig on.
I think it might spice things up with Mrs. Judge. She's always been fond of the redheads, you see.
Put a bit of colour back in our lives. The defence's assertion about the time of death based on the victim's stopwatch is just conjecture. But, while the possibility exists that my learned friend may be correct, we have a duty to explore it. What was Inspector Gregson doing? And where did he go on the day before the incident?
The defense believes it can explain to the court the case that was being investigated by Inspector Gregson at the time of his death. I believe this red hairpiece points to the answer. We might assume it was part of the disguise used to carry out an undercover investigation. It would definitely have made him stand out in a crowd, except in a crowd of gentlemen from the Red-Headed League.
2 men were arrested for the misdemeanor only yesterday, in fact. The 2 criminals in question are the pair we saw being arrested yesterday. That's right, Suze, and it was me what took them in.
So it's going to be that pair on the witness stand next, is it? I do hope that my
Pete
actor
starts
remembers the voice.
Pete just immediately starts swaying.
I'm going to point out that they have... He just did the Mario jump.
Woohoo!
Do you mind?
Woohoo!
I think he's got a problem.
Just trying to remember all my Mario 64 sound bites.
Oh yeah, there was that one too. Naturally, neither of these men have been told any details about this trial. They've only been shown this photograph.
We had more than 1,000 red-headed people assemble in the park on Lime Street that day.
But I don't recall the man in this photograph. But if there was some other information you could give us...
If there was a man with a red hairpiece, but his mustache did not match
Oh no, he's regressing.
Taylor's broke.
Cousin said these 2 had only been shown that photograph. But what if I fed them just one other detail about the victim?
His fish and chips!
Right, I have to.
Yes, we do.
I have to say his fish and chips.
What if I told you that the man was always munching on a packet of fish and chips? Do you remember a man who was eating incessantly, other than your
Eating
companion?
incessantly.
What does that mean?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Disillusion Plays the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, where we play the games and do the voices.
Yeah.
I'm Taylor.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Sarah.
Nice. And just before we hop on in, if you do like what we do, why don't you go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and then ring the bell to receive notifications about when we post future content on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Yeah. Well done, Taylor, because you did better than I did last time trying to do that. I just went completely out of the window.
Indeed.
It's okay, honestly, there's a part of me that's like, but isn't it our brand to completely fluff up the intro?
Well, there is that. I mean, I think people expect it at this point.
That's
The
true.
problem is, people are like, where's the funny? Where's the funny?
See, you say that, but I have read a comment or two that have said that the thing about Disillusion Plays is they're quite good. Apart from sometimes you can feel like you're screaming at the screen for them to continue. And I'm like, oh wow, okay.
Oof.
Sorry, guy.
Shots fired. I'm sorry.
I apologize
Well,
that we allow ourselves to get a little bit too carried away with the humor. He says, having not read the first line of dialogue.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
but according to what you've said, you spoke with 1,000 or more people that day.
Oh, these two.
Oh, yes.
Oui, that's true. My eyes were burning by the end of the day. Surely then you can't actually remember every single face. How are you so certain?
That's right. We pressed this statement so I wouldn't forget to press the statement.
That doesn't sound like us.
Which statement is it? I don't know.
I don't know.
So no, because they were saying that they didn't recognize Gregson because of his fish and chips. And then rather than that, we were saying, oh, you didn't recognize him because of his profession or something.
Let's continue and let's figure it out as we go.
Yeah, it was like profession, name, and fish and chips.
Yes.
That this particular man wasn't present.
And we were on the idea of Hugh Boone, wasn't it? That was the thing.
Yeah, the alias, yeah.
Normally, the red hair is very distinctive, eh? But not when you have 1,000 redheads crowding around. Then it's just an eyesore.
I don't know if it came up as well, like they were kind of like, he's got a moustache which doesn't match his hair colour. I don't know if they were like trying to go down that route as well. I can't remember.
But if there was some other information you could give us, maybe then we could recall.
I do like
That is not the line, Peppino.
As Sarah was saying, I actually quite like this guy. I like the way that he's designed and whatnot, his like sort of mannerisms, and I don't know, it's just quite cool.
Yeah, and just the little swizzle of the glasses and then
Yes.
kick. It's like, I love it.
Yeah, it is very good.
Remember, we do not remember him. We are sure of that fact, eh?
If you feel the need to say that, then you must remember him.
Excuse me, what did you just say? I wasn't paying attention. Could you repeat that? No.
I can hear you, you know. You are in court and I am listening. I'm paying attention.
If there was a man with a red hairpiece, but his mustache did not match the color, then I do not think I could have forgotten him.
Unless you have selective memory.
Cosima said that these two had only been shown that photograph and they'd not been told anything else at all. But what if I fed them just one other detail about the victim? For example...
His name, right? Was it his name that we decided on, I think? People will be
Did we
screaming.
already do that?
I can't remember.
Oh,
well,
no.
it's time for everyone to scream at the screen. His name. We'll just try his name.
I can certainly appreciate that just knowing the man had red hair wouldn't help you remember in this situation. But what if I told you that the man's name was Gregson?
No, it's not going to be that. We did do this one.
The man in the photograph is a Monsieur Gregson? Yes.
Names, they are boring.
Oh, no, it's not, yeah.
I did not listen to any of them.
It's got to be profession.
Right. Oh.
It was not a real interview, huh? It was just,
yes,
for
now
a
I
show.
remember this.
Why would I remember the names?
Curses, if only I'd done the recap for this one, I would have remembered.
That's right. This changes nothing. The man in the photograph was not there, as we have already said.
Yeah. Curses.
Now we have to remember what statement we pressed.
No, just go back one. It's easy.
I see.
It seems that I'm getting a sense of deja vu. Not quite sure what's happening here.
Judge, did you not just hear the bit about them clearly admitting to having...
Never mind.
Hang on a second. What was it?
It seems there's little to be gained from pursuing this point further.
But the pursuit theme is playing. Oh, wait, no. Tell them again what you said before, Peppino.
See, Capo, see. I'll say it again and again.
Wow.
Well, he didn't.
There it is.
Right, so. No! Back! Yahoo! Right, this one. Right, we will get there. We will get there, I promise.
Are you sure about that?
It's only 3 statements, but I suppose if we do press them over and over again on the wrong one, then... Right, his profession.
There we go. Jesus. Ignore
I
all
can
the rest.
certainly appreciate that just knowing the man had red hair wouldn't help you remember in this situation.
See, what's going to be funny is if none of these are actually important in this
my God,
instance, and we've just spent
don't even
ages
say
because we're
that.
doing the whole thing of like, oh, it's a multi-choice. That means it must be important, and it's like the developers are just like, this will get him.
Is this
It
statement
would get
true?
us.
Is this statement true or false? Yes.
Oh dear. I do like that. Did you read this, Taylor? I'm sorry.
I did. I
Right.
did.
Sorry,
okay.
Taylor.
It's just it's all going wrong already.
But what if I told you that the man in the red hairpiece was actually a detective? Is the man in the photograph a detective?
I love how each time it's like the man in the photograph. Insert name of selection that you made in the menu. No, I do not know him.
None. Yes.
It would appear he found your notice in the papers suspicious and decided to investigate incognito.
Incognito.
Them. Merde.
Merde. Yeah.
Merde.
Oh,
Sorry, but this
there we
changes
go.
nothing.
Right, I'll loop back round.
Oh, no, we're gonna have to do it all again.
No, it'll only take a
No
sec.
detective came to the park. I am certain of that. I see. In any case, if such a man had come incognito, he wouldn't have just said, I am a detective, would he?
There's a point.
Well, no, I suppose not.
Sound logic, I must agree.
Tell them again what you said before, Peppino.
And we do this dance again.
Aye. Si, capo, si. Is it best that we move on? Right, okay. Now, just is sometimes there's been like sort of amusing little bits. Mm-hmm. So, right. Do, skip on through here.
Fast forward.
Sniff. Right, he's quofischen. And on we go. And then there he is.
Oh, you're in trouble now, Peppino.
I hope you're ready, Taylor, with your
Yep.
most enthusiastic.
Excuse me? Something to add, Mr. De Rossi?
No?
Mamma mia.
Oh, mamma mia.
That's a spicy meatball!
Che? Is it che? Che?
Che?
Che?
Che?
I think it's Che.
Che? See, I am always adding something. Parmesan, olive oil, pepper.
Guys, the only thing that Italians have is spaghetti and Parmesan. That's all that they have, very clearly. That is what defines their culture.
Don't forget the salami and the pepperoni. And the Parmesan cheese.
We just said the
I
Parmesan.
get it, Ace Attorney. I get it. He's Italian. You can lay off a little bit. Sometimes you can show and not tell.
They do both.
I suppose there is that. What I mean is, did you not agree with your friend's last remark by any chance?
Taylor, think about the accessibility. What if there's a blind playthrough? What if somebody's playing and they're actually blind and they can only go on the statements? So they have
Well,
to
then they
hear.
couldn't read the accent out, could they?
They could. They'd have the game would be spoken to them though. Potentially, have a screen reader, and then the screen reader
True.
would be going like, "It is a spicy meatball," and then they'd be like, "Oh, it's an Italian person." I don't know where I'm going with this.
Pete's brain just took a vacation there.
I just had a vacation to Italy and back. What did he just say about the detective? And chicken dance again. I am a chicken.
Keep your mouth shut, Peppino. You have said enough already.
But why, Capo? What is the problem?
Uh-oh.
There was a man who said, I am an inspector from Scottish Yard.
What?
Good lord!
Wow, okay. Well,
Oh, was it something I said there?
Order! 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 That was slightly important information. Explain this what the flip vault face?
Vaulty face? Vault? I think it's
Vault-
It is
vaulty
vault face.
face.
Voltiface? Vault. I'm just going to say
Face?
vault face.
Explain this vault face in your testimony, witness.
It's simple. A man who was at the park said to God damn it. That wasn't me. The game just did that. I was reading, game. Do you mind?
Volte-face.
Oh, Vault-Face.
Vault-Face.
Thank you, convenient robotic voice.
Volte-face.
It's simple. A man who was at the park said to us that he was an inspector.
There was no such man.
Madai.
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 Medea.
Medea? Madai?
It's die. D-A-I. Madai. What are you saying, Capo? Have you forgotten,
I have forgotten nothing. Nobody like this came to the park.
Basta, capo, basta! You beat me at many things, but not two. The memory and the meals.
Well, this is how you know that this is not Pete and I. Actually, never mind.
I'm like, it's gonna skip dialogue, innit? Like I said, there is a time to eat the pasta, and not one is a fast. Wait, what? Sorry, like I said, when it's time to eat the pasta, no one is a faster.
But you are inferior to me in every other way, so shut up! Objection? Yeah, objection!
Question mark?
Well, that's the...
What the hell's happening?
Was it both of them?
I guess so. Oh no.
Maybe.
Throat, Dad. The damage she's done.
She is done.
I prefer that line better.
Indeed it is, sir.
I do not know this man to my left. I have never spoken with him before.
I have never met him.
There was a man who came to the park and he said he was an inspector from Scottish Yard. However, he looked nothing like the man in the photograph. He was someone else.
Do you have like a mask on or something, perhaps?
How can you be so sure?
Or they are literally going like, oh, but he had red hair, and so he was completely different.
Because, to start with, his face was completely different.
Oh. Oh, for a minute, I thought you were like, it makes total sense. I thought you were like putting the gears together.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it was Armstrong.
Armstrong?
Armstrong?
Wait.
Strongheart.
Strongheart. Strongheart.
Senator Armstrong enters the battlefield.
Senator Armstrong. You can't make an omelet without
Senator
breaking
Armstrong
a few eggs.
walks up with red hair.
Oh my god.
You would notice him coming a mile off. He's a unit.
No, I was gonna say, when you said Armstrong, for a moment there, sir, I thought you meant John Armstrong.
Oh my god, yeah.
Mais oui.
No, I meant Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Oh my lord.
All right.
The pride of the Armstrong family for generations. Ahem. His face was completely different.
See, it's true. The man who came was a younger.
Oi!
His face was clean shaven. His eyes were sadder. His chin was thinner. Who could this be?
Is it Vigil?
Vigil.
Mr. Vigil.
Mr. Vigil.
Daily Vigil.
Oh.
Missing Huband.
God damn. The frickin' Seishiro there.
Hello.
Hello!
Oh, yeah. Well done, Sarah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, well, we know that it's not not barricade because there's nothing thin about his chin.
but I just
A very strong chin.
barricaded. But yeah, like it literally fits the description.
I mean, he's
immediately,
got
doesn't it?
How old is Gossip?
Gossip
Gossip.
is we
We
don't
have
know.
no
Oh,
idea.
question.
We
Okay.
have no idea. Or Venus or Sandwich.
Sandwich.
25 and 26, these two. Okay. Anyway,
No resemblance whatsoever then.
Anyway, I was not going to be fooled. I took the obvious precaution and said to him,
go away.
if you are really a detective, show us the proof.
See, the capo here, he doesn't take no nonsense. And I?
But he was well prepared. He said he had identification. Identification? You mean official police inspector's identification?
If you could call that piece of paper with the crayon badge, then yes, I suppose it was official. But no, it looked like a child had done this.
Oh, so like when I draw then.
Oh, stop it.
That is most unconvincing.
Sorry, my lord?
Counsel, no incognito inspector would offer his identification for inspection. It's quite out of the question.
Definitely. Why would he expose his true identity?
Yeah, it is a bit sus.
He's a sussy backer.
To obviously get someone to recognize the name and maybe bunk him off if somebody knew who he was.
But why?
Clearly.
Why would you want someone to bunk you off?
Well, no, I don't mean Gregson specifically. Like, if someone wanted Gregson dead and they were trying to
Oh, right, okay.
They presented him with,
Like fake identification, so then he could be targeted
that said,
later.
I am Tobias Gregson. And then they're like,
okay.
sacre bleu, we must kill this man so he does not ruin our plans.
We must kill this man.
With him, as the judge said, that makes no sense because you wouldn't do it. You're incognito. You're not gonna go, I'm a police detective, guys.
Okay.
The things I do in incognito mode, I would never share with anybody.
Except for Master Google. I love him. He is my daddy.
Oh, no.
Uncle Google.
Get out.
Clearly the papers were fake!
Yahoo! Certo, Capo, you are a genius. As we say in Italia, it takes a thief to recognize another, huh?
Aye.
Ali G.
Aye.
And what happened after he announced that he was a detective? He became very annoying. He said, you are under investigation.
And so we then killed him.
He was shot. He was inconvenienced.
We bunked him on the head with a very, very gentle anvil.
Very lightweight.
So I took his papers from him and chased him out of the park.
With a ravenous dog.
It was Peppino on a lead.
Oh, God. I said, hey, Peppino, you see this man? He is a spaghetti. Now, you know what you do with spaghetti? Now, go, sick him. Right, okay.
It was a fantastico. And look, here is the identification.
So you stole it from the man?
If it was given to me willingly, is it stealing? He had it coming. He made us very scared. But he was not what he said he was.
Oh, God damn it. But, I'm not used to it, to like doing this. And then also with it being in the text like that, it just kind of throws me off.
But he was not who he said that he was.
Indeed. The person described does not appear to have behaved as a true inspector would. However, I believe it would be prudent for these identification papers to be entered into evidence.
But I like them. The inspector's identification has been entered into the court record.
I guess we'd better look at it immediately, because you never know what we might miss if we don't. Like the old notice board situation again.
Shut up.
Oh, wow, it's 3D as well. Okay.
Oh, it's a police warrant card, and it's got a little clasp. And, all right then. No blood on it or anything, though?
No.
Well, I suppose we should see what this inspector's identification looks like
You're
inside.
really going to talk about it? Just open it. No photograph or anything. Just text.
Did you just curse?
No, I said no photograph or anything.
No photograph.
Oh.
I don't think I cursed. If I did, then I wasn't aware that I cursed.
Yeah. Yes, it definitely. I mean, maybe I. It's been too long since I've played Papers, Please, but yes, it definitely looks fake, doesn't it?
I know you can't make out anything, can you? It's like it's just complete gibberish. You can make out 937 and police.
Smeared and everything.
Everything else is like they finished writing it and then they quickly closed it and smushed it all together while the ink was wet.
Oh, I'm so sorry. The olive oil it got on the papers, and I close it in the. Oh. Mamma mia.
Oh, he's definitely Italian, isn't he? Like, oh, it was accidentally the olive oil from my Italian vineyard.
Oh, jeez.
Vineyard.
Shut up.
Vineyard.
Obviously, I'm not Italian.
There's Scottish yard and then there's vineyard.
I'm sorry to all the Italians listening.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry to all the French people listening.
We're sorry for everything.
I'm sorry to everyone listening.
Yeah. Out of interest, what name is given?
Yes. Probably just something plucked out of the air. It's Tobias Gregson. Oh, look, I think Sarah's got it sussed out already. Wait, what?
This Scottish Yard insignia looks genuine to me.
But how?
And the department and the identification number details are all correct as well.
Since when have you known those?
My little book, don't you forget.
The Book of
Do
Future.
you mean to say?
I know it seems incredible, but yes.
I can read the future in my little future book.
I think this is a genuine identification book issued by Scottish Yard.
But that's unbelievable. This is the real thing after all.
Which would maybe tie in with the fact, like, we established that he died the day before. So I guess maybe this person killed.
Oh, so are
Magic
they
that
trying
it-
to pin it on them then? So this sort of suggest by planting the identification and giving it to them, it then sort of suggests that like, oh, he died because. But no, they're trying to pin it on Van Ziek. So.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Yep. Well, let's advance the text and see what happens. Alrighty.
Now, let us return to the witness's testimony.
So now, and we can go back to that statement from before because he said if he had papers, we can present those on the statement.
If he had paper, which statement was that? Sorry.
So the same one from before, the one where it's like,
This one, where he's.
yeah,
All right. Oh, what do you
hold
want
it.
Wait, do you want us to present it on that
But-
statement or to go through?
No, not on that statement. There's a specific thing.
But if there was some other information you could give us, then we could recall. That is not the line, Peppino.
His profession.
But didn't we? We've just been through this. Is this not what gave us the?
Oh,
Is
I
This
this-
changes nothing. I'm certain of that. In any case, if such a man had come...
Incognito as a detective was. Because yeah, is this not?
Alright, what else have they said?
Yeah. This victim has nothing to do with us. Wait, no. I guess this victim has nothing to do with us. But then we've got some documentation with his name on it that
Oh,
they
okay,
just
yeah, I
gave
guess
us.
there is that.
Hang on. Let's just do a little safety save. Do a safety save. Do 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 do.
It's a little safety save jingle that we've implemented now.
There we go.
Objection! I wonder if I could ask you to examine this identification book very closely. Miss Lestrade?
Eh?
Oh,
Why Miss Lestrade?
Perhaps she'll be more familiar with it, and so she'll be
Yeah.
able to identify if it's genuine.
If it's genuine,
In
yeah.
fact, she'll probably know his ID number.
Yes.
So.
What is your intention here, counsel? We'll have to go fetch her again, I suppose.
is this really a fake or is it genuine? That's the question. Which we can't answer ourselves.
Objection! Don't be ridiculous. No Scottish Yard detective would allow his or her identification to be stolen.
Hold it!
Oh no.
Oh,
Hold it! That is the boss's. No question about it. It can't be.
Oh dear.
as I suspected. The undercover detective who attended the Red-Headed League's enrollment on the day in question was the real Inspector Gregson, carrying out an incognito investigation.
Why would he do that?
I don't think it was. I think he must have someone else must have
I
given it.
say, he wouldn't do that.
Oh,
Yeah, you
he's
all
on
right,
his
the capo?
arse.
Are you all right, the capo? do you need an hand?
Sacre bleu.
Order! Order!
But if the boss had his identification stolen, he would have reported it straight away. I mean, he was always on at me about it. If you lose something, report it at once, he'd say.
Unless he was dead by the time it was stolen.
Oh
Could
my
it be
woman.
then?
Shinderu.
No, too soon.
The inspector was physically unable to report it.
Physically, what are you saying?
Unable to. You're not suggesting.
Yes!
It's quite possible that he was killed before he had the chance to report his identification stolen.
Because that would explain why he didn't look anything like Gregson. Because
Yeah.
they said that he looked nothing like the guy in the photograph.
Yeah.
So it must have been someone else with his ID.
Yeah, they say he wouldn't.
Or
No!
or a mask of some kind to carry out the deception.
Yeah.
Order! 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 For goodness sake!
It's very rowdy. It's supposed to be a closed court.
There's no one in here. Where's all this noise coming from?
And there are a
The
few
defense posits that the victim was killed the day before his body was discovered at a different location.
Sarah, they're not people, they're cardboard cutouts.
No, didn't he say there are some
Yes.
wealthy patrons?
Wealthy yeah.
Or did we make the... Oh, I
Well,
don't know
or
now.
they could be cardboard cutouts. They're telling and they're saying, oh yes,
It's the wealthy patrons. However, we are going through an economic crisis, so we need to make sure that the place looks like it's full of wealthy patrons, although everyone's actually probably staying at home, crying into,
Yes.
into their empty
Much
cups.
like the present day.
I just get so lonely if I don't see the Alfred Hitchcock-esque silhouettes along the walls.
Do you two have anything... Oh, there he goes.
Yahoo!
To say about that?
I know nothing. I've done nothing.
Oh.
Pull yourself together, Peppino.
I don't want to. Ow!
Why did you slap at me?
Stop it! Stop slapping my stomach!
Aw.
Mon Dieu. You can behave a little more like a master criminal than that, no?
I never actually proclaimed to be a master criminal.
That is not my
We
daddy.
never broke down on the stand, did we, Ringo? I never cried like these two.
What
And now I wish I had returned to Italia.
Come
It's
on,
a
Nash,
lack of
let's show 'em how it's
professionalism, that's what it
done.
is.
It really is, Nash. We've, and we can't even make a good living for us. Oh, now the other one's started now.
Stop crying, Peppino, please. Otherwise,
It's people like these two what gives us a bad name. Oh, Lummy,
Lummy?
stop your whining and start talking.
Well, I believe this court will need to hear your story. Oh my goodness. I believe the court will need to hear your story in considerably greater detail.
I know nothing. I've done nothing.
But you will tell everything. Or face the worst possible outcome.
death by my sword.
Yes.
You will dry your eyes and testify again.
That's how you know they're not professional baddies.
About-
They're just baddies. They're just little crybaby bad. They're little crybaddies.
That's a good one, Nash. I like that.
Thank you.
These identification papers and the precise circumstances under which you came by them.
Cries in French.
Crying in Italian.
For crying out loud.
Ha ha ha. Hey guys, it's because they're crying out loud.
No.
Got him.
God, indeed. Funny.
Funny. Oh,
Funny.
Sorry.
The truth is, we took him prisoner, kept him for the
Oh.
for the secret hideout. Even though I didn't think he was a real detective, I was too scared to let him go that day, just in case.
We took the man's identification from him and shot him in the next room. Shut him.
It's hard, man.
Like, we took the man's identification from him and shot him in the room next to ours.
There might have been a little tussle, but we did him no harm. And the next morning, we let him go.
He spent the night in a nice room. It was nothing like a prison, really.
This is outrageous. You imprison the man?
But no, see, no, it was not like a prison. Not like a prison. He was very comfortable and calm and happy. Eh, Capo?
It was never part of my plan. I swear it.
So you think it was my fault, eh? Just because I got the date of the ferry wrong by one little a day?
I do not think it was your fault, Peppino. I know it.
No. Por favor, Capo. It is not fair.
We shall have plenty of time for squabbling back at the prison, gentlemen.
Oh dear.
I don't believe this. How could he have been a real detective?
Counsel for the defense, proceed with the cross-examination.
With pleasure. So, on the day before the incident, Gregson spent the night confined in this pair's hideout. A weep, weep. A weep. Press everything.
I guess so.
Yep.
Hold it! Do you realize what you're saying?
You have to believe me. I never intended for that to happen.
And I'm sure the detective did not intend it either. Do you think?
You think?
But there was nothing else I could do.
See, nothing else. This was the first crime for the Capo. It was at the end. He was at the end of his
Shut your
wits.
mouth, De Rossi! I have told you before, Peppino, that is not the way to describe a criminal mastermind.
Masterman.
My God. What about this hideout of yours?
An old empty house behind the park on Lime Street.
We rented the place for 2 days. It was an inspired idea by the Capo here.
An impulsive idea, I would say.
No, not impulsive. Inspired. Aye, Capo?
What am I supposed to say to that, Peppino?
And it was in the house described that you confined Inspector Gregson, was it?
Oui. But you have to remember, I was under the impression that he was a pretender, not a real inspector.
That doesn't quite add up, though. If you didn't think the man was a real inspector,
Yeah, why did you?
there would have been no reason to take him prisoner, would there? No, you're right. But we couldn't be completely certain.
See, then we've got this. Even though I didn't think he was a real detective, which, like Reno's case, just disproven.
Yeah.
Hold it!
Too scared? Why?
Because I am French.
Got him.
Irrelevant.
Because why had he come to the park? We didn't know.
There was a chance that he had seen through my plan.
And if that was the case, he would go straight to the police station to blow out the whistle on us. Even if he was just feigning to be an inspector, he was up to no good, huh? Without a doubt.
I think most people would agree that it's.
I think
He's turning into
most
Manzique.
people would agree that me.
I am so disgusted I can't finish my sentence.
That's my boy.
It reminds me of the other day with Luke, where it's like,
It's like coughing up a hairball. I think most people would agree that it's you two who are up to no good.
Got him.
Well, see, you may be right. Aye, Capo? Aye, Capo?
the point is we were not able to escape from England immediately.
Thanks to my
chagrin.
idiot. Thanks to my idiot sidekick here.
That is why we had no choice but to take the man prisoner. What I don't understand is why the inspector felt the need to show you his identification in the first place.
Yeah, that's what I don't get.
See, I ask myself the same question.
We were writing down the names and addresses of all the people who we took 5 shillings from that day. I have forgotten what name is said, but the address, it startled me.
See, address Scottish Yard, the homicide division, he said.
What? It does seem a little bit on the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably didn't like your face, Peppino. Anyway, it was not rude. I just politely asked him why he had said it. And that's when he started to say he was an inspector. Not long afterwards, he took out his identification. What was Inspector Gregson playing at?
Tell the court what happened next. You took him back to your hideout, you say?
See, we did.
Hold it! That being this identification book here, correct?
See, that is the one.
What made you believe that it is a fault? What made you
no, it's
believe
catching.
that it is it? What made you believe that it was a forgery?
I'm sorry.
I don't know what it-
something the matter, Your Honor?
I started saying it was just like,
I
like
got
wait
a
a
bit of
minute.
my moustache in my mouth.
I got a tiny bit of my glorious moustache.
in my mouth.
Glorious.
I've never seen the real one, of course, but he was so suspicious, this man. Oh, Lord, as I was thinking, it must be false, so I, Capo.
Oui, it is just as Peppino has said. We were convinced it was not genuine.
And so together, the Hairlairious Yahoo Brothers, we took the man captive.
That is not what our name is. All we did was shove him inside a locked room.
The Hairlairious Yahoo Brothers. Sorry, Capo. It is the Hairlairious Brothers.
That's not the
Can't even
detail.
get a cool name, can they, Ringo? Not like the Skulking Bruvs. Nope.
It's definitely not got the same ring to it.
Chin's far too small as well.
Oh, well, as I say, your chin is magnificent, Nash. No one can beat your
Oh,
chin.
thank you.
I mean, look at the other one. I mean, look at these jowls. These took years to work on these. They're perfect. You ain't even got anything.
Perfect, Joe. His face is as smooth as a baby's. He don't look like no hardened criminal to me.
Yeah, true.
They don't even have a mustache or nothing. And their eyes ain't even blacked out. They look nothing like raccoons.
Raccoons.
Tanukis.
Tanuki.
Then we made the preparations to transport all of the money. In for a penny, in for a pound. Get it?
I was-
Because the name of the British currency is pound.
I half expect to go in for a penny and in for a franc. Franc.
Franc.
They were francs, right? Way back?
Yes.
Yes.
I know. Whatever. It was an unfunny joke. I admit. Sorry. I'll stop. I'm not allowed to do
Pete,
jokes.
you are the straight man. You're the one with the stiff upper lip British
I was
humor. If you
gonna
start
say-
making funnies,
From-
it's going to throw off a whole
don't need-
I
dynamic.
was going
You
to
know-
say, I'm glad you said stiff lip.
I'm gonna say I don't need you talking about my stiff, thanks. This is inappropriate,
There's a time and a place for this discussion.
and it's not during a recording that will potentially be seen by many others.
Oh,
At least 1,500 at the time of recording. So thanks, Reno.
what can I say except you're welcome?
What do you mean by a little tussle exactly? That's what you can say.
What do you mean by a little tussle exactly?
Thank you.
Buff?
Buff.
Buff?
Boff.
Bleh.
Buff.
Bleh. It was nothing. Just a minor incident.
The false inspector. He was a real piece of the work. Capo?
Piece of the work. Really?
Piece of the work. That was really weird.
It's so weird.
So, I mean, sometimes it makes sense and it flows easily, and then sometimes it's like, what?
What the hell?
What the hell? It's like,
What?
What happened?
It was a disaster. We gave him a nice room, and what does he do? What does he do, huh? In the middle of the night, he tries to escape through the
Ventilatore.
Ventilatore. I don't know what the ventilator. Oh, ventilator. Oh, for
Yeah,
God's
the
sake.
vent, yeah.
for God's
Kate!
sake. I just did.
Kate!
It said the name.
Yes, I know now.
Escape through the ventilator.
Can you blame him? We chased him, bien sûr, and we caught him again.
Can you blame us?
Went to a lot of trouble to.
Yes!
Let's say they went to a lot of trouble to detain this person they didn't think was a real inspector.
Yeah.
Wait, you didn't shoot the man in your haste, did you?
Are you ridiculous? I have never even seen a firearm. Instead, I just had Peppino chew on his leg.
Lego rabbit chihuahua.
Who do you think we are? Of course not!
I only have my clay pigeon shooting rifle. and
My musket.
Frenchie couldn't even be bothered to hold a gun, could he, Ringo?
Blimey, heck, who gets worse?
I simply got hold of him again and took him back to the room.
Why does Peppino look like he's going to throw up pasta
He's
sauce?
eaten too much pasta.
Oh, dear.
There was really nothing more to it than that. I say, looking at Peppino, no, he's about to ruin everything.
That doesn't happen.
And the following morning, you let him go, you say? Correct. And it was an amicable parting. There was no trouble.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't believe that.
After I held the
See,
knife to his
yahoo!
throat.
We shake the hands and say, let's do it again, huh?
Yes.
Not a whiff of perjury here.
All right, then.
Okay, let's see what Peppino has to say.
Yeah, I do actually want to see this before we go through the other one.
Hold it! You took away the man's freedom. However comfortable you make it sound, you were still holding him prisoner.
If you say that, then I say this. There is something that takes away our freedom too. The lack of money. So
Tell me about
we
it.
are the prisoners, yahoo, as well, huh? All of us.
Oh my god.
Friggin' Peppino over here is doing a complete deconstruction of capitalism. Every one of us. We are all prisoners in the society. Huh?
No money and no freedom. This is the truth.
Oof.
It makes me mad, and it makes me sad. But what can we do?
Jesus, Peppino's hitting some home truths here in a minute.
Well,
If you feel so disenfranchised, take money to court. Though it'll cost you, of course.
Casimir, what the frick are you saying? Like,
I don't know.
And there you have it.
This
you
trial's
have
ridiculous. I just thought I'd throw a bit more ridiculousness into the mix.
Woohoo! You see, that is why we need the Red-Headed League to fight for the justice.
Peppino, do you actually know what you're talking about?
perhaps he has a point. No, he does not. It is.
No,
it is,
Mr. De
he is.
All we did, though, was give them a comfortable place to sleep for the night. And you say it was a prison, huh? Ah!
Perhaps he has a point again.
No, again, Mr. De Rousseau.
You should have heard him snoring. Oh, for God's sake.
Madai.
Madai! If anyone was disturbed, it was us. Madai!
Not much to go on, really.
That testimony does make me wonder, you know. About this pocket watch belonging to the inspector, I mean.
Ah, yes, the one he treasured so much, apparently.
If he was confined to, but not restrained, as the witnesses are implying, he would still have been able to wind his watch.
Oh, good point.
That's very true, yes. So did Inspector Gregson actually die while he was being held captive by these redheads?
In which case, it is possible that these two young men are responsible for Inspector Gregson's...
To be honest, I find that hard to believe. Perhaps we should try to find out exactly what happened.
Very wise, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes.
Casimir's like, can you guys hurry up? Honestly, we don't have all day. Right, so.
Literally.
So we'll go through here.
Hold it!
Peppino.
Both it was nothing. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah,
And it
blah,
was-
blah, the
I don't
answer.
say blah, blah, blah.
Sacre blah blah blah. There
There we go.
Suck.
You ready, Taylor?
Yes. Excuse me! Mr. De Rossi, is something wrong? In the throat.
Me?
Something Mr. De Rousseau said just seemed to make you, it seemed to make you act even more strangely than usual. What was all that about?
I can't hear what you're saying, Mr. Defense Man. Mr. Lawyer Man. You'll have to speak up. Cavolo, at times like that, you don't want to have the capo after you. Believe me. And I speak from personal experience.
I actually said one right,
Personal
guys.
experience. That is enough, Peppino. There is no need to say more.
The truth is, the night
Oh, he's going to say more.
the night before we put the
Gus.
Red-Headed League plan into action, I was scared. It was not fair to the capo, but I tried to run away.
Oh.
It's a shame you didn't manage it.
Oof.
Oof.
The shade.
But the capo here, he came after me like the turbine, huh? And he dragged me back to the house, kicking and screaming. I still have the bruises to prove it. Aye, capo?
Oh.
They are
Oh, no.
somewhere
No, sorry.
concealed.
Bruises, you say?
Ah, yeah. Oh, around his neck.
Now where?
Ah.
Now where
See,
have we seen it?
my
The
brain...
same as on Gossip.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was it.
Because no, because originally, like, the neurons fired for a minute, but then it was like, oh no, because they was like, oh, they heard a man screaming, but it was gossip. We've already established it was gossip, but yeah.
Ah, you wanna see, huh? You wanna see my fantastic bruises?
That's enough now, Peppino. No one wants to look at any part of you. Like
what
me,
to,
pal.
what to do, huh? I show you or I don't. I show you or I don't.
You do! Now!
All right. My goodness. Allora, if everybody wants to see it, then I do it.
Oh my goodness. Oof.
Echo! You see? It's still very visible, huh?
That red ring around your neck. You got that when you were dragged back to the house.
See? The capo, sometimes he is very rough.
I said that's enough.
But I like it though.
That was. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Peppino's
it's
neck
fine.
is nothing to do with what we are talking about here. You have my word. I tilted my head back, so...
Yes. What is your opinion, Counsel?
About this red ring around Mr. De Rossi's neck, I wonder.
Yes.
Does it matter? It's important.
Yes.
Are you sure? Because
Yes.
I don't know, guys. It's probably we probably just wait and see. Yeah.
No! It's important!
All right. Fine.
Mr. De Rossi, I'm going to have to ask you to amend your testimony with details about that mark on your neck.
Aye, capo? You see? Everyone is interested in what I say, huh?
Very well. I will amend your testimony as requested, Mr. De Rossi. I
What?
think there
you
might be a
will
small...
amend you.
You will amend. You.
I will amend you testimony.
Well, it's you will amend you, but still, it's so I said it wrong, and also it's a spelling error.
Very well. You will amend your testimony as requested, Mr. De Rousseau.
Your testimony.
Your testimony.
See, if you really wanted to know.
The way that he just sort of like,
Look upon it. He tried to escape, but the capo put the collar on him and
put a collar on him.
dragged him back.
Wow.
My dear fellow.
Like what he did to me, see?
Monsieur De Rousseau has a little bit of a kink, no?
That's not what I expected. That's interesting, though. I thought it was like
That sounds
strangling.
like a slander to me. Are you saying that red mark was caused by...
See, a big collar made from the leather.
a leather collar?
Don't kink shame me.
Oh, this is getting a little bit kinky.
Do not shame me.
Is
We all have
Only
our own
God
legs.
may judge me. Only Dieu may judge me.
Is this true, Mr. De Rousseau?
What? We had a Saint Bernard at home when I was younger.
His name was Peppino.
It is a souvenir from that time with a very strong chain.
Oh, is it the How Do the Baskervilles Go?
Oh my god.
Yes. It's
Peppino
come
is
full
the hound of the
circle.
basket. Peppino is the
This
hound.
entire time.
A strong chain?
And you put that around your friend's neck.
Oh, and are we going to see the collar? And it's going to be the collar that we saw a flash of in, was it what, the previous flipping game? Mm-hmm. Jesus.
I'm sorry. I was so angry that he was leaving me alone.
Is it not in one of the escapades?
I don't
Came up
think
with
so, no.
Saseki.
I don't
Oh.
think so.
You did not have to tie the chain to the leg of a...
Wait, let me try this again.
You did not have to tie the chain to the leg of the bed, though, huh? I would not have tried to run again.
Yeah, I mean, Pete wants to throttle me all of the time, but I don't think he would, put the collar on
I'd
my
have
neck,
some
I think.
questions.
What is this? What is this damn slander?
You didn't do that to Inspector Gregson as well, did you?
I was going to say, Mamma Mia! Like, Yahoo!
Treat the people equal. Is the capoeira's motto, huh?
Was it gossip after all then?
What? Who killed him?
It must have
well,
done,
is
yeah.
it-
Gossip must have taken his identification from him, and then...
Because if he put Inspector Gregson doesn't look as though he's got any, marks on him anywhere. I mean, I know you can't really see it clearly, but he's got the mark on him. And he's just said, oh, treat everybody equal. So Peppino was tied up with a big collar, so... And they said, oh, well, it implies he did the same to Gregson.
And that would explain why he didn't look anything like it.
Yeah.
We ought to ask him about the lip.
Yeah.
Did he have a massive lip?
Yeah.
It's quite distinct.
It's starting to sound a lot more like a prison all of a sudden.
Yahoo! The capo is a tough, but the capo is a rough, if you know what I mean.
I shouldn't have done it. So, the following morning when you released the inspector...
He had the red ring around his neck, just like me.
Peppino, s'il vous plaît, leave it now!
Now you know, huh? The capo here. You don't want to tangle with him, eh? But for the inspector, he's not so bad.
So if we go back... So, I think we can present gossip.
Well, except that we can't present.
His profile.
We can't present profiles in this game.
Oh.
Can we not?
No.
Well, let's have a look at Gregson's photo. Sorry. There's no mark.
Yes. Yes. Well done, Sarah. We have a distinct picture of Gregson without.
Because, that part of his neck, kind of looking how his, Peppino's is, you'd see it
Yes.
if it went all the way
Yes.
around.
Yep. No, you're right. I think it's a good. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It's a good logical step.
But
But
it's an Ace Attorney game.
yeah.
Objection!
Well done, Sarah.
So the day before his body was discovered, Inspector Gregson was taken prisoner while working incognito. No, it was not like that. It was hardly a prison. It was an invitation to stay. It was only. However you describe it, there's still one glaring inconsistency that remains.
What inconsistency is this, counsel?
I would ask the court to look closely at this photograph of the inspector. Of the victim, Inspector Gregson.
Of the inspector. Victim Gregson.
Victim Gregson. You will see that there is no red ring visible around his neck.
Eh? But that makes no sense. It was me who took the collar off of the man in the morning. And I saw the red bruises on his neck, just like I have.
Given that the mark is still clearly visible on this witness's neck, we'd expect to see bruising on the victim, who was put in the collar more recently than Mr. De Rossi.
Indeed. That is most peculiar.
But what do we tell you, huh? We say this from the beginning many times.
Peppino is red. The man in the photograph, he's someone different to the man we held captives at night.
Hold her!
It would appear then that on the day before the incident, the man who visited the park on Lime Street posing as an incognito inspector was not Inspector Gregson at all.
Objection! If that's true, however, how do you explain the inspector's identification?
How do you explain the inspector's identification?
What?
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, we're gonna have to find out next time.
If only we hadn't spent the first 10 minutes of the video doing goofs.
But alas, that's how the cookie crumbles. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching. If you do like what we do, then please consider giving us a little old like, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and you'll be notified of our video uploads every Wednesday and Saturday.
Yeah.
And until next time, we'll see you again.
Catch you in the next one, everybody. We're sorry.
And remember, everyone, don't put your friends in dog collars. That's just weird.
Well, then they win.
Weird
It's
thing
just
to do.
weird and kinky.
Yeah.